Welcome to Side Roads. I'm Carlos, and this is the all-new Kia K4. The 2025 Kia K4. This is a brand new product from Kia, kind of, because it's replacing the Kia Forte. And now it's a new name, and here we are with the compact sedan from Kia that is now called the K4. And man, Kia went all the way with this, and we'll talk about a little bit later. So the K4 comes with a 2-liter engine, 4-cylinder, that produces 147 horsepower and 132 pound-feet of torque. That's right there in average with the market, and at least at the base engine level, some of the compact sedans have 2 engine levels, including the K4, and we have the base engine here, which is a 2-liter, and that's why we will use it with checking when we are going to check the market. So this engine is paired with an IVT, an intelligent variable transmission, which is a newer version of a CVT from Kia, and all Kia's K4 come front-wheel drive. So by being in the compact sedan, this is a competitive segment too, and the compact sedans are somehow taking over the mid-size sedans because there are less offers right now in the market. However, for the compact sedans, pretty much all the brands has an offering on it, so you will find one that fits you. And we also talk about later about the K4 because this is good, and this is somehow here to check the market. So the K4 competes with cars like the Nissan Sentra, the Mazda 3, the Toyota Corolla, and the Hyundai Elantra. And I have just chosen those. There are more, of course. There's a Honda Civic and the Volkswagen Jetta, just to mention a few others. So it's a good segment. So these are the standard safety features on the Kia K4. Things like a smart cruise control with stop and go, forward collision avoidance assist for car, pedestrians, and cyclists with junction turning function, lane keep assist, lane follow assist, driver attention warning, blind spot collision avoidance assist, and rear cross traffic avoidance system. It's pretty good as a base, and if you go up on the lineup from the K4, you will get a few extras there. Fuel efficiency for the K4 is 8.4 liters per 100 kilometers city and 6 liters per 100 kilometers highway, which is 29 mpg city and 39 mpg highway, and those numbers are really good and also very competitive. So in terms of price, the Kia K4 starts in Canada around 26,000 Canadian dollars, and the top trim goes to around 37,000 Canadian dollars. In the US, the base price starts around 21,000 US dollars, and the top trim comes around 28,000 US dollars. Now, we are driving the EX model, which is the second, if I'm not mistaken, in the Canadian K4 lineup, and is under $30,000, just under $30,000, which is good considering everything that this car has, and we will also talk about that a little bit later. And in the US, the EX, I believe, is the third one from the lineup, and it's better equipped EX2EX comparing to the Canadian one, and it's just under $24,000. That's pretty good. the 2025 Kia K4 interior. This is where I think Kia is pushing this car forward, and I think this is one of the two things that Kia is using to shake the market. The interior of this car is great. So the materials are all high quality. This is not the softest, but it's not the harder. It's good plastic, it's quality plastic. It's not cheap looking and cheap feeling. It's good, and you can feel it in the doors too. And then they have this fabric insert in the door that is different than the ones in the seats. It's clean, it's good looking, it's classy, it's good. And then we have this extra texture here, which is different than the rest, and this dark gray chrome with light chrome, so it adds dimension and a visual interest without being crazy or all over the place. It's very well laid out, and the ergonomics are great, and the design is simple and clean and very modern. So the power window for the driver is one touch up and down, which I like. And this vehicle comes with heated front seat and heated steering wheel, which is good, and especially here in Canada. And I'm talking about the EX, which is the model that we are driving, and this is a Canadian spec, so I'm not sure that the EX in the US will come with that, but I think it is, because it's like the third up. Although in the US, bringing heated steering wheels and seats are a thing, depending on the region, and they are not always there and not always needed too. So leather wrapped steering wheel with a two-spoke design, which I was never a fan of two-spoke designs, but this one is really good looking, and in person it looks much better than in pictures and videos that I have seen, and is flat on the bottom and on the top, so it looks very modern and forward looking. There is hard buttons for the air conditioning, which I really appreciate, and really easy to use, and there are also hard buttons for some of the function on the infotainment screen and volume knob here. We have a wireless charging for your phone here, and a USB-C charging with a nice graphics here, and then we have your start-stop button, regular shifter, which I really appreciate, and these cup holders that you can retract somehow, and then you have a bigger space either for bigger bottles or other stuff, and then you push here and they become smaller. So for smaller bottles, it's really cool. It's a cool feature, I find. The center console is on the average size, and the glove box also big enough. The seats have this fabric that it feels really soft and really nice. I'm not sure if this is coming from recycling materials or something, but it's really nice, and I find them really good looking, even though it's only one color. But the design of the seats is incredible. The headrest and the back of the seats, these are really cool and different seats. It has a 6-speaker sound system, which it looks really good. And then we have this 12.3 inches display for the infotainment, and there is a one screen only, although it's divided, but the design is one screen looking. And then here we have your gauge cluster, which is also a digital display. It's pretty simple, but has the information that you need for driving, so I like it. It's simple, it's modern, but it's not crazy. And then here, the icons in the infotainment screen, the icons are huge and so easy to read and to use, and it have different functions, and you can configure this a little. The graphic design is spectacular. I really like this setup, and again, elevates the cabin a little, and it makes it feel very modern. And this is a very good execution for a car on this price and in this segment. So I really like this. I think this is a new nameplate for Kia, and this is a pretty competitive segment, as I said before. But there is enough here to make the K4 be looked at and considered. And when people sit here, they will feel wow. There is a wow factor here for sure. I really like these interiors for the segment, for the price. This is the EX, which is not the top trim, so even more impressive. I really like this. It's simple, it's user-friendly, it's beautiful, it's modern, it's tasteful. This is a home run in my opinion. I fit behind myself in the back seat and I have room to spare for my legs, and I fit on the height. The seats are really comfortable. There are air vents here and USB-C ports as well. It is comfortable, it's practical, it's spacious, and the trunk is huge, so you will have no problems carrying your stuff around. So how is to drive the Kia K4? It is nice. This is on this trim, as we were talking about. This is a base engine, which is a 2-liter that produces 147 horsepower. It's right there in the average on the class, so that's what you will find across the board, so that's good. By pairing it with this iCVT, it is a good combination. It works well. I find that the CVT has a little bit of lag from a stop. It shouldn't, because there is no turbo engine here, but maybe it's a matter of tuning, or maybe it's a matter of this particular unit that I'm driving, but overall it is pretty good. I found that the horsepower combined with the transmission move this car with no issues. And of course it's like a CVT, so there is only one continuous and progressive built on power and speed, so that's good. If you floor it, you'll feel the noise from the engine, but that's also typical from a CVT, and there are plenty of CVT offers in this segment and category, so it's not about this particular Kia, just what you will find in many other offers too. And CVTs were created for fuel efficiency mostly, and in that sense you are gaining a lot, because this is a pretty fuel efficiency car here. So the steering is pretty precise, and I really like that. It is light, which I also like, because it makes this car very easy to live with and to drive around and to use it in the city and in the highway. It is precise, so you always feel that you have control and the car responds to your inputs pretty well, so that's good. The cabin is fairly quiet, and I've driven this car in the highway too, and it is good, and I think that elevates the whole experience in the car. And let's remember, compact sedans not too long ago were an appliance, were something that you will buy like because you were starting with a car or something, but the market has changed, everything has evolved. This segment has become stronger than the mid-size because of the offerings, and some brands walking away from that. So more and more brands are putting a lot more in the compact sedans. They started with size, for example. So right now, this feels like a very solid and robust car. It doesn't feel like a little thing that you will be afraid to drive, or you will have nothing on it. This is pretty well equipped. It is pretty refined. It is super quiet, the cabin. So this is a total new level of experience, the whole compact sedan class right now. But because this is a brand new product from Kia, well, they put everything they had here, and you can tell. The suspension is also very, very compliant. It absorbs all the imperfections from the road, helped by the noise, low noise level in the cabin. It feels comfortable, and I think that that's what they are going for. It is not necessarily a sporty car, and I don't think that's what they were aiming for, but it's comfortable, it's easy to live with, it's normal. It's, you drive this car and you forget about everything else. So most of the people, that's what they are looking in their cars, and I think for sure Kia has a winner here with everything that they have done together. Visibility is pretty good. The windows are big, and there is a little window before the C-pillar there, so that adds a little bit of visibility. The blind spot is kind of small. This is like a fastback design, although the trunk doesn't open with the window, but that makes the window a little bit smaller, I wouldn't say small, it's tall, but you can see perfectly fine through the back mirror here, so it's all good. The side windows, mirrors, are pretty big too, so it's good. It's pretty easy to drive too, and you have backup camera here and blind spot, so blind spot monitoring system, so you can work with this car with zero issues. It's really good. So the brakes feels pretty good for this car as well. They are very responsive and stops the car with no issue. This is a light car too, so they are good. I like the feeling on the brakes and the response on the brakes, so no issues there either. So overall, I think, well, we have to talk about design a little bit, because this is one of the things that this car has going for. We talked about the interior already, and this is where customers will be delighted and probably will decide for a Kia K4 if they test drive or see inside this car, but also the design is making a statement. I typically don't talk about design in my videos because that's subjective, and what I think is beautiful may be ugly to you, and by showing you the videos and the pictures and the images, you can make your own decision about how the car looks. But for sure, you like it or not, this car outside, the design of this car is making a statement, and that to me says something. And it's also very different, so it's not just going with everybody else and doing the same. Kia is very bold with their designs lately, and with this car in particular, they have done that. This is a compact sedan that looks like a very modern compact sedan, something different in the roads, so it has a lot going for, and I appreciate Kia doing that, because if you have 25,000, you can get in this. If you have in the US, if you have in Canada less than 30, you can get in something that will excite you if you like this design when you walk to the car, and when you see the car, and when you sit inside and drive it. So it is a very good product and a very good approach from Kia, but pushing themselves forward and doing something different than everybody else, and giving the customer something for the same price as anybody else, very competitive price, but making a statement. And I think that's pretty smart, and if I have to describe it, this is what it is. This is a statement car from Kia, but they are doing it in a compact sedan class, and to me that tells a lot about Kia and what Kia cares about their customers and what they want to do with the market. So points for Kia. I like this car. The 2025 Kia K4, because of the unique exterior design and the very modern interior, is here to tell us that it's not just another compact sedan, but much more.